All right, so what I suggest is that what we do is tomorrow just lab the entire period, 4 hours. Then when you come in here on Friday, you do the written test on Chapter 6. Then you have lab. Then at 11:30, I do a test review, and oh no, I guess we'd have to do the, forget I said that. We have to do the test review tomorrow for the written test. But Monday, we just spend the whole period on the hands-on test. So you get 4 hours to work on it. All right? The good news is, and I don't know if any of you have gotten to that point yet, but there is no bootstrap on that test. That's the good news. The bad news is, basically what you do for not this hands-on test, but the next hands-on test, basically what you do is you take what you're going to create for your next hands-on test and convert it and put it into Bootstrap. All right, just so you know what's going on. Now, I wanted to show you something, and I've already saved this for you, so you don't have to do what I'm about to show you. But one of the things I may or may not have shown you is the magic site, so to speak, for everything Bootstrap is getbootstrap.com. That's where you download Bootstrap from, etc. This is the last part of the assignment. You don't have to do this. You can, but you don't have to. All right? Now, when you look up here, if you want to download Bootstrap, it's pretty easy to do because there's the button. I've already done it for you. Now, if you want to do this, you can, but you don't have to. When you download Bootstrap, just so you see this, when you actually download Bootstrap, you get, let's see, no, I already cleared this one out, so I'm going to do it again. So if I click download Bootstrap, it says, fine, how do you want to download it? Now, we have not and will not talk about things like SAS. What SAS is, just very quickly, is it's called a CSS preprocessor. It lets you write code for your CSS. We're not going to do that. All right? This is source code, but it requires some setup and some other stuff. So typically, when you click the button that says you want to download Bootstrap, you typically choose the one here that says Bootstrap. And you download it. Boom, it throws it into your downloads folder. All right? So when it throws it into your downloads folder, I just want you to see what you get when you do this. All right, so I go to downloads, and there it is. It's a folder that's called Bootstrap 3.7/dist. It's the distribution of Bootstrap. So if I right mouse click on this, and I choose Extract All, and I extract it, it's going to throw it into yet another folder over here, right there, and that folder has in it another folder by the same name, and it's got a JavaScript folder, it's got a fonts folder, and it's got a CSS folder. Out of those folders that are in there, probably, the only one that you're going to need is the one that's called, all the files that are in here, just the one that's highlighted here, that's called bootstrap.min.css. Again, you don't have to worry about writing that down or anything. Under the JS, you need bootstrap.min.js. All right? So why am I telling you all this stuff? Again, if you'd please take a second and look up here, this is where all the magic of Bootstrap is. If I was going to teach you a class in Bootstrap, technically, we wouldn't even have to buy a book. Everything that you need is on this website. It is one of the most complete websites I've ever seen in my life. One of the things that's out here on this website is that there's a thing that's called Getting Started. So if I click the Getting Started and I start to work my way down, what I notice if I go down far enough, there's a basic Bootstrap template. Okay? I'm not going to go through any of that, but if you look here, here's a bunch of examples. All right? Now, I'm not going to lie to you, but kind of, this example that's right here, that example, kind of, looks like what your assignment is. It's not the same thing, but it's kind of like it. All right? So what I did was I right mouse clicked on here and chose view page source, which allowed me to grab all of the code. Okay? I grabbed all of the code and I put it into a folder here that's called Bootstrap. And what I have here, after I made some very simple adjustments, and I changed the background color myself to red, is that. Again, that's not your assignment, but it gets you on the road to your assignment. So you're going to have to do a little reading, etc., but this should at least get you started. If you look in here, all right, there's actually the red color is in here, some things in here where you can put in images and stuff. So there's some stuff in there. Also, what I sent you a little while earlier today, just so you're aware of it, is a folder that's called BS for Bootstrap, not the other thing. And there was a demo that I found online that I thought was pretty good that's called Create a Functionally Mobile Website with Bootstrap. All right? And I copied that over to you along with the actual demo itself, which is right here. For some reason, because I'm not showing you the unzipped one. So if I unzip it right now, all these images would be in here. But since it's not unzipped, you're not seeing the images. So what I'm going to send you right now is this other thing that I just did that I call BS, that's got the red thing that I just showed you on there. But what I'm asking is, does anybody have a problem with making the rest of the today lab tomorrow, just like we were going to do at 11:30, we'll go over that sheet, the front and back sheet that I gave you today that will give you for Friday for your hands-on, all right? That will give you your test review. Then Friday we come in and take the test from 8 till 9 at the max. You have lab for the rest of the period. And then what I'll do is I'll push off when this assignment is due until Monday. All right, this assignment. All right, so if you do want to work on it, I don't want you to ruin your weekend. Please don't send me bad emails saying, you screwed up my weekend, I hate you. Please don't do that. If you're going to hate me, you're going to hate me, but just don't send me emails and say that. All right, but then what we'll do is we'll make this due instead of the beginning of class, all right, on Friday. We'll make it due at the beginning of the class on Monday. And then, and then Monday, you'll take the hands-on test for the complete hour. Does all that make sense? Anybody have a problem with that? I'm not going to change this that's up here, because if I change it here, then I've got to go in and change it a bunch of places online. Everybody's here, so you've all heard it. It's on the tape. All right? So again, the rest of the period today, the last hour and a half approximate lab. All period tomorrow from 8:05 until 11:25 or so. So about the first 3.5 hours lab. The last 35 minutes or so, we're going to go over that sheet that I gave you. I've got the answers already. You may or may not have. But I will tell you, if you know everything that's on there, you should do darn well on the test. All right? And then Monday, you will work on the hands-on. It's not a big hands-on test. I will tell you right now, it's going to ask you to create a website. It's going to ask you to create a website that's going to have about 4 or 5 pages on it. All right? And there'll be some work in there with working with columnar stuff, so knowing how to work with 2 or 3 column format. All right, so you might want to look at that. You might even want to look ahead a little bit on chapter 7 on 3 column format. All right. Evan wrote this, and he also asked that you put a picture of yourself on the website. Some people are like, the last thing in the world I want to do is put a picture of myself. So you don't have to do that. If you've got a hobby or something, you can put that picture out there as well. But it's all set up. It's front and back. Questions? No one said they minded, so we'll do that. Last time. The assignment is now due Monday at the beginning of class. All right? That's the first thing. Still test review tomorrow. Still written test on Friday, but the last 3 hours then on Friday will be lab for you to continue on this, which again will be due Monday morning. Then on Monday, the entire period, we will do the hands-on test. All right? All right, thank you.